Hello world, it's Alicia Bradford with I Am Valuable. I'd like to start this episode with kind of explaining what's been happening to me the last couple of weeks. As I just talked about on my last video, I really struggled with some sicknesses, with the migraine pain, with lots of different stuff. And I actually ended up missing 2 of my classes in my Power 90 transformation. And at the moment, all I wanted to do was to survive, was to make it through what I was feeling at the time. Looking back now, it's really rough missing those classes. So this week, as I was driving to my class on Monday, and it's an hour drive, so I've got lots of time to think, I really kind of just talked to myself and I really figured out what I wanted and what I wanted to do. And I started feeling really overwhelmed about, how I was going to catch back up and how I was going to learn everything that I'd missed. And because I've got more than enough people that will help me catch back up. But in order to catch up and stay current, I was just feeling super overwhelmed. But I decided that my goal going forward was I was going to attend every meeting and I was going to do my best. And I was going to finish, basically. So I decided that as I pulled in, as I got there, that was my goal. That was what I wanted to do, and that was my decision. I decided it, and I was sticking to it. So as we were sitting down, Doug kind of said at the beginning that he had some things to discuss, and we had to go over. So the first thing that he talked about was that we lost 2 more members of our team. And our numbers, it just kept dwindling, and so he's like, well, we have some choices to make. And so he put these 3 doors on the dry erase board, and he's like, we've got 3 options here. And I'm not going to go over the exact options, but basically the first option was we can stay as is, stay a small group, we can continue on, and we can continue as plans. The next 2 options were different variations of merging with the next group of Power 90. And the perks of merging with the next group of Power 90 was that we get bonus classes for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and then on top of that we also are able to attend the next session, the next group of classes, the first 4 of their classes, which I missed 3 and 4, so it was a huge perk for me. And so basically he stepped out of the room, and before he did that he said, okay, we all have to decide together as a team. I'm going to let you guys discuss this, and we have to decide as a team what we want to do moving forward. So I started getting butterflies in my stomach because most of the time in group settings like this, I become a people pleaser. I worry about what everybody else needs, and I usually go along with the crowd and I don't really stand up for myself. The prospect of being able to reattend the classes that I missed, getting the bonus classes that were being offered, was so valuable to me that I did something that I rarely do. I spoke up. I basically was the first to speak, and I said, I really need to speak first. And I just kind of laid out my heart. I laid out how important this class is to me, how much it has changed me already, how much more I need it to be available to continue to change. And I was a sobbing mess, I'll be honest, but I really just put it all out there. And even further than that, a very beautiful woman that I just look up to so much, not just because she's taller than me, but she's really motivational, and I have really grown to appreciate who she is as a person. She kind of challenged me, and she had her own opinion, and it was a different opinion. And usually in my past I would wilt away, and I would just just say never mind, okay, and just do whatever everybody else wanted to me, and I just kind of felt this calm come over me, and I heard what she said, and I kind of saw it from her perspective, and then I kind of just voiced back to her, I understand what you're saying, this is what I'm doing, this is what I need. And by the end of the night, we had come up with a compromise that worked for everybody, and it was amazing. And later that night, she actually sat next to me, and she said how proud she was of me, that I did what I did, and that everything was okay, and it was pretty powerful for me. So on Monday it was decided, so we did a bonus class instead of our regularly scheduled class, but other than that, it was decided that we would be continuing on with the next group of people on Wednesdays. Now we had a choice. We could just keep coming on Mondays for the next 3 weeks and attend our bonus classes, or we can do that in addition to attending the Wednesday class with the next group. Some people have already attended them and don't need the refresher course, but since I missed 2 out of the 4, I jumped on the possibility of doing that. So I drove my hour down twice this week, and I went down Monday and Wednesday, and I cannot even tell you how beneficial it was for me. So I want to kind of discuss what my plans are and what my goals are, and just kind of let you know what I'm going to do with this blog. I've really kind of nailed it down, so I'm really excited about it. So it started out as just like a diary, a video diary to kind of go over my experiences and just kind of so I can have them forever and put them out there. And then, as my challenge and as my goal changed, my challenge was to really figure out how this worked for me, because my goal really utilizes social media, this kind of stuff. This is like right down that alley. So this actually leads into a perfect timing to talk about what my goal is. So the purpose of Power 90 is they teach you a system that helps you to achieve your goals and to become successful. So in basically 90 days, they're going to teach me all the steps that I need to do and provide support so that I can not only learn the system so that I can recreate it, but also that I can achieve this goal in 90 days. And it's not a simple goal. It's not just a tiny little goal. So my goal is that I am a motivational speaker on my way to premiere on Ellen and Chainbreakers. I've always wanted to be a motivational speaker. It's just I've never verbalized it. I never thought what I had to say was important enough. So I never really even admitted it to myself. But I truly feel, and I've learned this week, that I was blessed with a talent of my story. And I might not necessarily be the best talker in the world. I might not necessarily have those kind of talents, but I truly feel that my struggles, my circumstances, my life, my perspective, lots of different things, my entire being is a gift. I believe it is a talent of mine to be able to share it with others so that they might be able to grow and to learn from what I've gone through. Having said that, I kind of had to dig deep. I was challenged by a friend of mine to really think about what kind of motivational speaker I wanted. And at first I was just like, I don't want to nail down anything particular because I don't want to limit myself. But that was just me being scared, because the real truth of what I wanted to talk about scared me, because I didn't want to be labeled. I didn't want to be labeled as an abuse victim. I didn't want to be labeled as a victim at all. There's still a stigma in our society about abuse, sexual, physical, mental, everything. Even though 1 in 3 people in America have experienced sexual abuse, and the numbers are probably even higher for physical or mental, but even though so many people are experiencing this tragedy and these circumstances, there's still a stigma. You still have to be silent, and it can be tough, especially if it happened for so long and different things. Abuse changes you no matter what kind of it is. If you yell at somebody long enough, then they're going to get scared no matter how strong they are. So having said that, I really fought against myself to be a motivational speaker on abuse and abuse victims and surviving and different things like that. And so once I accepted that that's the platform that I wanted to, speak on, I really had to think, okay, what's my slogan? What's my tagline? What am I going to be really putting out there in just a few words so that people will get what I'm talking about? And I kind of played with a lot of different words, because as anybody who's gone through abuse, you hear two words very often: surviving, like you're a survivor, you survived, you are surviving, and thriving. Surviving and thriving are two words that I think are completely different, but very similar at the same time. But I think those two words just kind of rang true to me very, very hard. And so I kind of played around with them, and I decided that my platform was going to be thriving through surviving. So the concept that you can thrive beyond just surviving, that you can take those survival things, you can take just the simple fact that you did survive, and you can turn it around and you can thrive in whatever you're doing in your life, in your family, in your business, and in yourself. It was very moving for me. And when I texted my buddy Courtney, shout out to Courtney, when I texted her the original idea, she didn't like it. It was something different, but she liked the words just like me, and so I played around with it. And when I finally texted her thriving beyond surviving, she kind of sent me this like cutie pictures, and she's like, yeah, I love it. And I really got these chills as soon as I said it, and so I shared it with her, and then she gave me the reaction that I really wanted, and it was excitement. And so I'm really excited to move forward this. So my plan is to post videos to my YouTube channel talking about particular experiences that have happened to me in the past that have increased my thriving capability, challenged my surviving abilities, or even just discussing moments in the here and now that have really allowed me to thrive or challenged my survival. And that's what I plan to do, and I'm really excited to finally have nailed down where I'm going and what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. And I really appreciate those that continually watch every week and kind of follow me and see what I'm doing. It really means a lot to me. So I look forward to continuing to share my message and to share my journey. So have a great day.